all these things together. There need to be a good coherence amongst this. The coherence in terms of strategic alignment and coexistence of strategy, capital, and risk across the systems. This is what the companies are expecting from us today. There need to be a disciplined interpretation of consequences. And this is where I feel very strongly that CMA profession stands at a decisive inflection point. This is nothing but a moment of structural transformation. The institute has been talking about repositioning, and I call that we are at a point where we need to look at structural transformation as soon as possible. The third point is, from being a cost controllers to enterprise integrators or value integrators, value architect, value designer, whatever name that we call each one, dovetails into whatever finally that I am talking. The corporates expect CMA to be a strategic partner in business model, even Raman was talking about that. To this, a designer of integrated performance system, a guardian of internal control mechanism, which is again mandatory under the law, a disciplined voice of capital allocation. Seldom people talk about capital allocation, but it is assuming huge importance. Capital adequacy ratio is one of the ratios which every investor today looks at it. For example, if you look at RIL, from oil to retail to RE, that is your renewable energy, the way they are allocating their capital, because oil is the business which is continuously being run and impacted with the geopolitics. So then, in order to diversify, not today, they have diversified almost 10-15 years back, and they are moving towards to put their capital in the right pockets. And similarly, HDFC is now looking at risk-adjusted lending. It doesn't no longer look at the spread that is coming between their minimum rate and the spread that they are looking, but it is on risk-adjusted lending. This is one of the biggest USPs of HDFC Bank. And they need a translator of data into foresight and not oversight. While I'm not discarding the oversight, but the impact of insight is far more than the oversight. And then they are looking at a bridge between ESG ambition and the financial realism. We need to come to that. And in modern enterprises, influence belongs not to those who report numbers, because numbers are being reported by the machines, but to those who interpret the consequences. Not even the transactions. One who interpret the consequences are in great demand today as far as more. Then the question comes in is, what is the corporate India looking to? To me, are we building enduring value or merely reporting the temporary success? What I mean by enduring value is a long-term sustainable value. Is that being created by the institution or the corporate or an enterprise? This is a defining question that every enterprise need to ask today, and they are asking. And here the CMS must help the management answer this question before the markets do it. So that means we have to be a step ahead. And that is what I mean when I call it as enterprise integration. The fourth point that I have is excellence in performance from a corporate lens. Mere stating that my performance is excellent. People have talked about moving from efficiency to excellence and excellence to further perfection and all. But how do we look at it from a corporate lens? Here it is. To me, it is a disciplined alignment between a strategy and execution. There's a lot of difference between strategy. There's difference between the lip and the cup. Then risk appetite of the enterprise and the control architecture that they have. The growth ambition of that particular corporate and the capital corporate discipline that they have. Sustainability commitments and measurable outcomes have to be there. And mostly the digital innovation and governance safeguards are to be in place if we have to have excellence performance from corporate lens point of view. And in this age of data abundance, data is so much available today. But what is important is not the abundance of data, but the quality of the data, which will help you to make a meaningful decision is more important. So managing teams today do not need more spreadsheets. I think it has been made efficiently clear, but they need sharper synthesis. When I mean synthesis, integrate the diverse information that is there with you, the risks, perspectives, and the priorities have to be integrated into this. And CMA's analytical discipline must now evolve into the enterprise level insight. from measurement to meaning, and from variance analysis to value architecture. Measuring numbers to designing systems is the order of the day, and it has to be the order of the day for the CMAs. And that transition defines the future relevance of our profession. And this is where our repositioning is required. The fifth point I would like to highlight, all this I have connected to the theme that is there, digital and ESG, the new competence threshold. Enterprises today are embedding AI-driven systems, digital automation, digital transformation, and predictive analytics and real-time reporting are the order of the day. At the same time, sustainability has moved from a narrative to metric. Today there are companies which give ratings to your what you call sustainable practices that you have within the company, and investors today are examining. One is carbon, then two is transition pathways, three is supply chain traceabilities, four is scenario-based risks and analysis, and fourth is control effectiveness over non-financial measures. This is very important. I think in every forum in the past, we have talked about non-financial measures and disclosures, but not many have ever seen the daylight. In this way, performance is now multidimensional, and a CMA should master to become, in order to be indispensable. Today there is a host of talent available today. If you want to be makeable, you want to make yourself indispensable, you need to imbibe many of these qualities inside you. You need to have this kind of a competency built into you. And the choice is very stark. Either we evolve about it or we will diminish over a period of time.